Yeah, I'll react to that, sure.
I don't have my lights on.
Hello, guys. Okay. Another beautiful day in New England. How you guys doing? Doing well? It's not just, some phrase I like to say all the time. I do hope you guys are doing well. Mental health is no joke. Keep your chin up. Whatever you're going through, you'll get through it. But enough of that. Let's go. If you aren't ready to learn, however, get the hell out. There's the door. Home ec is down the hall. Visit London. So I watched the don'ts of visiting England. I watched the shocks of England. I'm gonna watch the shocks of London, and then I think I'm gonna go on to Paris. Let's go. Original link to the video, top of the description. My name is Connor. I will be your guide. Except you will actually be my guide. Okay, here it is. Let's go.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in London. And what we have for you today are the 10 things that are going to shock you when you do come to London, because this is one of the most visited cities in the world for good reason. And the first thing that's going to shock you when you're here is, the sticker shock. London is expensive. Hotels, accommodation, going out to eat, the non-free museums, they're all really pricey. And the exchange rate usually doesn't go in your favor if you're from the US or Europe and things like that. So that's the first thing that's going to shock you is, oh my God, this is an
the dollar to pound?
expensive place to go. Now, the second thing that's going to shock you is, well, how can I say this? It's probably the thing that's going to induce your heart attack shock when you are here, and that's the fact that they drive on the left side of the road. So you need to look right and then left and then right, because you're coming from Germany or the U.S. You look left and then look right and go. Here, the cars come the other way, and I can't tell you how many tourists I've seen looking the wrong way, and they step out, and then the cab driver's like, and like, oh my God. I mean, I saw 3 people yesterday almost die because they were looking the wrong way. So that's the second thing that'll shock you is cars going the other way, heart attack inducing, oh my God, I almost got killed.
It's not funny, but just imagine like your first time you get there. Dark humor. I can't. Sorry, never mind. I'm not going to say
The third thing that's going to shock you when you come to London is how international this city is. I mean, I know we're in England, but you don't really feel like it all the time. Well, yes, you do when you got, the Buckingham Palace over here, Trafalgar Square, Piccadilly Circus. But the city truly is international. Probably the most international city in the world. You're going to have your high tea, at 4 o'clock with crumpets and scones and all those things. It'll be served to you by an Italian waitress, or you're going to...
See, I thought a crumpet was a scone or a croissant. A biscuit. So if a crumpet isn't a scone, it's not a croissant, it's not a biscuit, it's not a cookie.
Go to the pub, right? The quintessential England, London experience is going to eat at a pub. Go getting a pint at the pub. Well, that person pouring that pint might be from Poland. And the city is so international, so it's got great food from around the world. People from all over come here, so that is pretty cool. But it is shocking how not super English it is when you are here. But there are still some cool English stuff, like seeing the change into the guard and stuff like that. Now, the fourth shock we have on there is
kind of funny seeing, these guys with these uniforms that, go back a while, like the classic red coats, but with their very modern-looking rifles.
Seeing the change into the guard and stuff like that.
M16.
Now, the fourth shock we have on there is kind of help you with the sticker shop side of things, and that is how many great free things there are to do in London. Yes, it's expensive, but the best museum, the British...
Is that Rosetta Stone? Where's that? So let me tell you a bit about me. He's like, hey, fellow travelers. I am very much an introvert. Like, I'm weird, okay? I don't like going out much. I like when I go to places like as a tourist, I like to learn about things that I'm interested in. So when I go to London, will I be a complete Debbie Downer? By the way, I will go again, especially as I'm learning so much stuff about England. I'm gonna want to go everywhere. I'll probably rent a car, people have been asking to like start GoFundMe's and stuff like that for me to go over there. Guys, don't do that. When I do go, I will pay for myself. And so I want to say thank you everyone offering and everything, but I will do it on my own time and on my own money. But I'm not a nightlife person. I am a museum, historical site, nice restaurant, every now and then nice kind of person. It doesn't have to be not nice restaurant, just like trying out the food, a nice restaurant every now and then. So this is where I will be going to. I enjoy museums and historical sites, buildings, castles, and boats as much as your normal 20-something-year-old would like a club or whatever. So I'm weird. This is what I would be going to for sure, and I'm not ashamed.
Museum where you can see, artifacts from Greece and sarcophagi from the pharaohs in Egypt and all kinds of things like that. It's free to go in. The Tate Modern. You can go see the V&A where they have copies of great masterpieces and artwork from around the world. I mean, there's so many great free things to do. Just standing outside and taking in the historic buildings, you're gonna feel like I'm on a movie set. I saw this in a movie. You have that feeling when you're here, and that's what's really cool. And they have all kinds of great free things. So don't get suckered into going to some of the pay stuff. Some of the pay stuff is worth it. For example, going to Westminster Abbey, that is well worth the price of entrance. Other ones like Madame Tussauds, I don't know if it's really worth 25, 30 pounds,
Oh my God, I thought that was real.
Other ones like Madame Tussauds,
You guys know what the uncanny valley is? It's like it's like a thing in animation where like something, as it becomes more realistic, it's better and better. And then there's this valley from where something is so realistic, but not is past extremely lifelike but not quite perfectly lifelike to where it's really creepy. That's what the uncanny valley is called. And this is kind of right there.
I don't know if it's really worth 25, 30 pounds, so be careful with that. The fifth thing is going to shock you is, look, it's sunny today. We actually have nice weather in London. Look, it doesn't rain every day here. I know I like to joke about the bad weather in London and the bad weather in England, but I'll be honest, you can have great days like this where it is sunny and the people go out to the pubs and all kinds of stuff and really make the city come alive. So if you are here, believe me, the weather may shock.
Don't get me wrong. Pubs, I'm all about pubs, all right? Don't get me wrong. I love a good beer and sitting down with people.
That you can get a great sunny day like this. However, probably the real shock is it does rain a lot when you are here, so make sure you bring a jacket, because believe me, I know I have a jacket in my bag just in case this beautiful day ends and we have a little London shower come through. So we've gotten away from the clouds and the really nice sunny weather and warm weather, and now it's getting a little bit chilly. I need to have my jacket. So let's finish off number 6 through 10 of the 10 things that are going to shock you when you come to London.
Guys, where I feel like I've seen him. I know I've seen him a few videos right where he is right here, and I think I saw like a bloopers UK newscast for some guys right here. Like, where exactly is he right here? Like, where is this grass patch field park right here where you can see this right here?
So the sixth thing that might shock you when you come here is how much people do drink here. Men, women, not children, but it's just like how many pubs there are out there throughout London.
Yeah, it's 18-year-old
how many bars and
drinking
restaurants
age.
and nightclubs and stuff like that, and how much people really love to have a pint. If you're going down, you see the people leaving Canary Wharf from work and they're doing pub crawls on a Thursday. You see them pub after pub after pub, and it's amazing how much people do drink here in London, and they drink a lot, whether it's a pint of stout or an ale or a Peroni, which seems to be popular now, or a gin and tonic if you're in White Castle or whatever. There is drinking going all over the place, and that does kind of shock travelers because they're like, the English are so buttoned up and refined. And
isn't that the bridge from Harry Potter? I'm sorry if I'm frustrating people. That's the only place I recognize this.
And that does kind of shock travelers because they're like, the English are so buttoned up and refined, and they're sitting there having a pint like all the time. But that is one of the quintessential things of coming to London, is going to the pub and having a pint.
I didn't mean the London Bridge. I meant that more modern bridge.
to get the ale where they crank it out for you. And I mean, people, if you watch my videos before, I haven't always been the biggest fans of the ales, but on this trip I've made it a point only to drink ales while I've been here, and they're starting to grow on me. And you'll see that that is just part of coming here, but it'll shock you is how much people do drink here. Which leads into the seventh thing that might shock you is the pub's last call is at 11. They're drinking a lot. They start early in the day. But then the pubs close at 11. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, think about it. If you're coming from Spain or Portugal on your trip, at 11 o'clock, people are starting to think about maybe getting ready to go out. Here, pubs are closed. You got to find another, night.
I feel like it's pubs over there are much more like we don't really have an equivalent over here because you can't say like a lot of cafes. Usually like just younger people or like college students, like a Starbucks, you can't really say, but it does have a more of a cafe bar feeling, pubs over there.
Club.
Again, I've only been twice, once when I was like 12 or 13, so I'm no expert. It's just what I remember.
Something like that to go to. So it does kind of shock people and they're like, wait, it's 11. The pubs are closing. What's going on here? So do realize that the pubs do close at 11.
Even on weekends.
So get your drinking in earlier, I guess. So that might be shocking for tourists that are coming here for a good pub time, good time. All right. Now the eighth thing that shocks tourists when they come here is how good the tourist infrastructure is here. I mean, the English are extremely well organized, and here in London, it's no different. And what's cool is that means there's tons of hotels, there's tons of restaurants, there's tons of nightclubs and bars and theaters you can go to, and operas and all kinds of really cool things you can see. You can see famous actors work on a play on the West End, and you could do all this really cool stuff here. But also, if you're a tourist, you can do this on your own with all the information that's out there. The tube is easy to use. You can go get your Oyster card and top it up and do that. Make sure you tap in and tap out. I mean, it gets expensive, but the thing is, you can really get around, and the cops will help you, and the people will help you, and it is a really cool thing. So if you do get lost, ask the shopkeeper, hey, which way should I go? They will do a good job. But that tourist infrastructure here, man, that organization that the English have, plus with all the tourists here, they really kind of put it together well. And what's funny is you see the Londoners here, and it's almost like, I mean, they know that there's lots of tourists here, but they just kind of go on with their lives. And they don't, sometimes it doesn't seem like they interact with the tourists or notice them there. It's just part of their normal day stuff. And it is kind of cool. But man, the tourist infrastructure here, shockingly how good it is. You'll be fine. That's why I tell people, looking for a first trip to Europe, England and London's a really easy do because they have it all set up for you. So that is kind of shocking how well it is done. Now, the ninth thing that might shock you when you come here is how big this city is. Look, you are going to be using the tube to go to all these different places around the city, but when you look at how big London is, what you need to realize, there's different
I'm very used to New York, and I mean, New York's a pretty big city.
Neighborhoods and all kinds of different stuff all over. Last night we went out on the east, on the East End, and we went, saw a show the night before in the West End. Maybe you go to Greenwich and go do something. Soho, Notting Hill, Chinatown. There's so many different districts throughout here that people think, oh, well, London must be kind of a historic center. I see the City of London. I go see the Tower of London, and I'm done.
Is that it? Is that HMS Victory?
No. Go explore when you're here, see the other districts around town, because you can find fantastic restaurants, different nightlife, different cultures, different around town.
I swear to God, if I get there, you guys have been telling me, if I get there and I can't go on these ships or those castles,
no, go.
I'll be a very salty boy.
Go explore when you're here, see the other districts around town, because you can find fantastic restaurants, different nightlife, different cultures, different people in each of these kind of districts, and it is a really cool thing, because then you really see, remember that internationalism, the really melting pot of London? You can really see that when you go and explore.
We were going to go in the Eye of London, but the line was like a billion miles long. The 10th thing that'll probably
shock you when you come here to London is the cops don't have any guns.
You said this in another video. I know, it is shocking. It's... I just don't, the culture, it's the culture. Like, there's no way, there's just no way American cops couldn't do this. I guess it would depend on the town, but there's just a different culture over in the UK. I just think a lot of people. I feel like a lot of cops might be like taken advantage of if they don't have a gun on them. As sad as that sounds in America. um. Yeah. That. So my question is, what if they like? What if they like come up on a guy with a knife? Like, what's their bit? Do they have pepper spray or something, or they must have a taser? Like, all I see are handcuffs. Um, and so my question is, what happens? Yeah, like if they encounter someone with a weapon, you just expect them to go like toe to toe with their handheld weapon. Obviously it works. There are way less, I think, way less crimes like cop deaths over there in England. Yeah. What was a strange for you? I know you guys been to America and saw like every cop. Like it's almost like if you see a cop and he doesn't have a gun, like he's probably not a cop. He's probably like a security guard or something like that. Um, yeah, just you guys' thoughts on that?
Do have guns, they have like big machine guns. I know in the US they don't have any guns. Or if they do have guns, they have like big machine guns.
Okay.
I know in the US our cops always have a firearm on the side, but here the bobbies, the cops here, they don't. They have their walkie-talkie and some other things. And the thing is, they're really super friendly and helpful. So if you're not sure where to go, the cops, again, that service and that tourist infrastructure and the manners and all those kind of things that you have here in England, they come out and the cops are very helpful. Oh, you need to go this way, sir. Go that way, sir. They are fantastic, but not having the gun is kind of shocking sometimes for tourists. But then when they see the guys with the big machine guns, they're like, oh, wow. So when they do have them, they really, really do have them. So that can be.
So how spread out? Again, I can't remember well enough, and I didn't really pay attention that much. But like, how often are those guys with the big machine guns? Like how spaced apart?
Shocking for a tourist. Anyway, those are just 10 little things that might shock a tourist when they come here to London. It's a fantastic time. I've been here many, many times. I highly recommend it. The British Museum is one of my favorite museums in the world, and it's
Is that where the Rosetta Stone is?
free. So go enjoy that. If you want to learn more, 5 things you're going to love and hate about coming here, what you should eat when you're in England, maybe an itinerary through Europe, check us out on our website at waltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We really appreciate your likes and subscriptions, and we hope you have a great time here in London, but I won't be shocked if you do because it is a fun place. Anyway, bye from London.
Can't wait. Awesome, blossom, extra awesome. Yeah, the cop thing. Obviously I knew about it, but I mean, you do have the guys with the bigger guns, and you don't have nearly as many criminals with guns themselves like people over here do. So obviously it's not that necessary, but even if they have a knife, I mean, you can't expect, like, if maybe I'm a coward, but like if I'm out in the street and please guys, tell me if I'm, tell me if you think I'm wrong. I'm not trying to say that from a position of authority, like they should have guns. I don't think so. I don't know enough, but it's just like if there's a guy and he has a knife, I'm not going towards him if I don't have a gun, like if my pepper spray or a taser or my baton or whatnot. Like I would just call him, like, there's a guy with a knife, get one of the guys with the assault rifles over here. Awesome. See you guys.